Hello, Internet people. Yeah, this is my little shifter transmission tunnel thing that I made, and I had my shifter mounted to it, and it worked to some degree, but I got tired of it. The shifter didn't work well with this unit, and so I thought, well, I'll extract it out of the car. And what I've done is, oops, what do you know, it's dark in here. Okay. Oh, sorry, the lights aren't on. Okay, so here's what we have now. We're bolting it directly to the piece that's the transmission tunnel piece, and that's held on by 6 bolts. And this shifter's held on by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's adjustments here at both ends of this thing, and then there's an adjustment here. This whole linkage has got to be loose, so there's got to be slop in this thing in order for it to function. And it's got to be able to clear an X member, a cross member of the frame down here. So that was a problem. This arm, this distance here can't change, or you got to change the distance on the other arm that's on the transmission. So this was pretty touchy. This distance, I had to raise this up by the distance of 1 nut under here. The transmission tunnel sheet metal flexes too. So for those of you guys that buy shifters from Lokar, this assembly, the clearances and so on are pretty touchy, and so any pressure on this arm causes this thing to hang up. So the button business does not work properly. It is not free, and it's not because of the lubrication or lack of it in here. It's because any pressure on this arm it screws up the mechanism of the shifter. So the thing's not going to work well if this arm's got any push from this rod down here. And the flexing of this causes this to be misaligned. So this sheet metal's got to be pretty stiff, and it's got to stay still. When this thing's like made in 1939, so there's sheet metal distortion along this line in either side. So when the transmission tunnel is bolted down tightly, this surface changes just slightly, and it's enough to goof up this linkage. So I guess the bottom line is, if you're going to get this neat looking Lokar, that's one of the problems with the shifter. It's got really tight tolerances, and any misalignment on this on sheet metal is going to affect the way this thing works. Another problem that may not be obvious is the powder coating for the shift arm is more like paint, and it scratches easily, and what's underneath this is metal. So if I was going to get this shift arm again, I'd get the chrome one. I think that'd be a better choice. It's more durable. or I would expect it to be more durable. That's it. Bye. Okay, so the air conditioning project got stalled, and I'm still getting ready to put speed control up in here. So in the meanwhile, I had problems with this thing. So because the floor flexes, the shifter was screwing up left and right, so I got tired of that. So what I did was I built some steel braces underneath this, that where the transmission tunnel will clear the transmission, and I put them under both ends, and then I raised this off so that the mechanical connection would function properly, because I got a frame member right here that this arm tends to want to hit if the shifter isn't put properly. So I had everything to work now, and decided to make another cover to cover all this stuff up. And so this is the top for it. There'll be a boot. And this is, I'm going to just a second here. And I'll show you the base. Okay, this is the base. So the thing with the base is the base has to be asymmetric somewhat. It's offset to the left, to the driver's side, to cover the slot that's available for the shifter to shift. And all the sides got to contrive to the back side particularly has to conform to the transmission tunnel sheet metal, which is curved. And so that was fun. And the only side that really was perplexing is this side here, where you can see a lot of light coming through. There. So that area will be taken up by some steel from this piece of stuff. That corner right there is going to fit over here because there's a curve here. So I'm hoping that that will make this thing set proper, and then I'll be welding this up and the piece that goes in here. And the rest of the sides are all welded up good. So, and then I've got to build some hold down stuff in here first, and then weld this lid on. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So there you go. So shout out to Cutworm, and we'll talk to you later.